Greetings, brave warriors! Today we'd like to tell you about the Gods&Glory Global Update. Now, there are monsters that spawn on the Kingdom map, and each one of them has their own army. Let's find out how we fight them and what that gives us. Each time you attack a monster, you spend energy. You can accumulate only a limited amount of energy, but that amount can be increased after completing research at the university. The energy you spend gradually restores to its maximum value. All monsters are present on the map at the same time. Each of them has a different level and belongs to a certain type. Keep in mind that it takes more energy to attack monsters with higher level. Trying to take down a monster of a certain level sometimes requires certain researches to be conducted at the university first. It's important to remember that defeating monsters doesn't grant experience to your hero or general. In case of your loss, same as during the battle for the Celestial Citadel, monsters will remain wounded. And if you defeat the monsters, a treasure will appear in their place. Now, let's talk about that in greater detail. Treasure can only be acquired by looting it from the defeated monster. There are no other ways to obtain it. For instance, when the monster perishes because its spawn time comes to an end, you won't get any treasure. When you take down the monster, your camp is automatically teleported to the treasure location where the excavations begin. For the entire duration of these excavations, your units will guard the treasure. Your opponents can attack the army guarding the treasure and even capture it. The longer your army is guarding the treasure, the more special instruments you'll earn. We'll talk about the instruments a bit later. The treasure level corresponds to the type of the defeated monster, which determines the type and the rarity of the items you receive. Treasures will remain in their place for a limited period of time. Bear in mind that you cannot acquire the treasure of a certain level unless you conduct a research at the university that allows you to attack the monsters of that particular level. You receive instruments in reward when your army leaves the treasure site, either when the treasure expires, or when you extract all instruments, or when you are defeated by a player. In the latter case, you receive only a half of the instruments you earned, but there is also the chance that you will receive the instrument that hasn't been extracted yet. If you decide to abandon the excavations, you will not receive the reward, but you can replace the squad guarding the treasure. Just send the march to the treasure, and the new squad will replace the old one, which will be sent back to the city. If you capture the treasure right after killing the monster, you receive partially excavated instruments as a bonus. Now it's time we talk about the instruments and what you'll need them for. Equipment upgrade is a new way to improve equipment along with enchanting and inserting gems. Equipment upgrade increases item characteristics and grants bonuses to the unit's attributes. You can upgrade regular items along with enchanted ones or those encrusted with gems. Upgraded equipment has various levels of rarity that are determined by the rarity of the instruments used to upgrade the equipment. The upgrade's rarity directly affects the characteristics and bonuses of the upgraded item. Each instrument spent to upgrade the item increases the chance of the rarity level being equal to that of the instrument. When the item you tried to enhance is destroyed, you'll receive some of the instruments you spent on the upgrade, and their rarity will be one level higher. Remember that instruments have different rarity levels and different types. Both the type and the level depend on the level of the monster you looted them from. To perform an upgrade, you'll need stardust and instruments. Equipment is upgraded in the forge, and this process takes some time. But in order to obtain instruments and treasures, we need to find monsters first. So where do we find them? The answer is simple: we hunt. To make the process of finding monsters easier, we've introduced the hunt. It will help you find the monsters with a matching level, location and amount of health. The number of monsters that you see directly depends on the level of your watchtower. Apart from monsters, the hunt also allows you to find treasures. The hunt will show you the approximate amount of time that it takes your march to reach the monster or treasure. All enchanted items can have 3 new characteristics: critical hit, block, and luck. Critical hit directly affects the chance to deal critical damage. The higher the value of that characteristic, the higher the chance to deal critical damage is. Block determines the chance to block most of the damage dealt by the enemy. Luck, in its turn, allows you to reduce the enemy chances to deal critical damage and block the damage you deal. Hero, generals, and the wall can have these characteristics, and that affect your army's fighting capabilities. Please note, the morale no longer affects the chance to deal critical damage and only affects the attack value of the army. In addition to that, all units no longer have any base values that determine the chance to deal critical damage. That's it for today. Hope that you like these new features. Hit like and let us know in comments what features you like most. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our new videos. Good luck on the battlefield, warriors!